Hier sind wir wieder nach einer kompletten
Miau,
Woche Pause. Wir
miau.
haben
Voll lange Pause. Ich
ja,
habe
ja.
eben
Ja.
gerade, kurz bevor wir angefangen haben, ich etwas gesehen und ich musste sehr lachen innerlich. Noch nicht so viel äußerlich, aber
Was hast du denn gesehen?
lies vor.
Is this where Rex goes to lick his bottom clean? Although I've never actually seen him do it. Wow.
Das ist so geil.
Stell dir vor, der stellt sich vor, dass Rex irgendwann einfach so macht, so.
So.
Miatgen Lara, going to best world,
Confirm.
confirm. A lot happened today. I need a good night's sleep.
Ja, du hast voll viel getan.
Ey, sind ein wichtiges Mitglied der
Ja,
Gesellschaft. Wir haben
Mafia,
jetzt
ja.
geredet.
The Siren.
The
is a
Siren is a
fiend.
fiend. I am Fiend Siren. Dabei ist, glaube ich, die Meerjungfrau in SMT gar kein Fiend. Ich weiß nicht genau, was für ein Monster was für ein Typ die ist, aber es ist definitiv kein Fiend. Beep, beep, wake up, you idiot.
Ugh, shut that noise off. Don't make me regret fixing you.
Initiating self-destruct
What
sequence.
the fuck? Now things really feel like they're back to normal. Okay, I'll get up. Go prepare breakfast or something.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Enslave me, human. Oh, ihr seid immer noch Meister William.
Was ist mit ihr?
Eine Femme ist übrigens die Mermaid.
Ah ja.
Elizabeth is still sleeping now. I won't disturb her. Alter, wie ist die immer noch am Schlafen? Holy shit, die waren noch
Stell
schon am
keine
Schlafen, als wir
Fragen.
angekommen sind.
Oha. The Interstellar Alliance has detected a signal from Sagittarius, the cause of which is being hotly debated online. Many believe
no.
this is a signal from an extraterrestrial civilization, and have attempted to prove this by referencing previously received signals of unknown origins. Experts have downplayed this theory. More details are emerging of a new fuel source discovered in an ice mine in Siberia. It is estimated that the new energy resource, once refined, will be able to support up to 120 years of global energy consumption. Breaking news.
Nicht schlecht.
A disturbing sculpture made from both human and robot body parts has been found in the Underbridge district. The horrific act appears similar to an unsolved serial murder case from years ago. Has the murderer finally returned?
I remember this case. I'm old.
I knew he would make another move, but I didn't think it would be.
Oh mein Gott, das ist Shiva. Lady Shiva.
13 years ago. Oh boy.
Bam, bam,
Das war eine
bam.
richtige Rückblende, oder was? Holy shit.
No wooden killer mastermind of the Sculpture murders and the target of the Special Mission Squad manhunt. He has committed several horrifying murders, and the victims have included both humans and robots. His technique is exceptionally cruel. After killing his victims, he mutilates their bodies and forms them into a half-human, half-robot sculpture. These sculptures are all inspired by the new god Bzn, and there is always a worship cycle drawn at the crime scene as well. It can be concluded that Noah is a fanatical follower of this new god. Several police officers have died in our pursuit of Noah to date, and Noah has continued to claim the lives of many innocent civilians. This ends today! Our intelligence staff has pinpointed Noah's hideout, and we are determined to catch the monster this time. Should the target resist, you have orders to shoot on sight. Inspector Wright will take it from here.
Ja, das
Oh Gott, ach, ist das unser Buddy?
Ja. Schon.
Alright, everyone, listen up. We all know how dangerous this maniac is, so pay attention to the plan. Damals hat er noch keinen Bart. To ensure we nail him this time, local police will be providing support for the Special Mission Squad. Their assault will proceed as follows. The assault will follow the adventure, which will follow the 64.
Team J131 reporting. We have arrived at checkpoint A and are awaiting instructions.
Team G310 reporting. We arrived at checkpoint F. Waiting instructions.
Team G311 reporting. We have arrived at checkpoint R. It's under control and we are awaiting further orders.
Teams G113 and GT114 reporting. We have surrounded the back entrance of the target building and are now awaiting further instructions. Report to Central Control. All teams are ready at their designated posts and phase 1 of the plan is underway. Please advise. Attention all teams! You are green to proceed to phase 2. Get ready to move! Attention all teams, begin phase 2. Move, move, move!
Go, go, go!
It's time to move it. You get to move it. Move it.
Oh shit, er wird geschossen. Aber wie viel auch,
A. Da kommt das Ting-Tang.
Ich hätte gern ein bisschen mehr gesehen, als nur es zu hören, aber gut.
Ach was.
Something's happened. Gott. We need to hurry up.
Er hatte damals schon diese Brille auf.
Ja.
Just like you predicted, Noah has set a trap. We need to be careful.
Relax, we're prepared for this. I just hope we can avoid more casualties. We're running out of time. Have you hacked the defenses?
Almost. Okay, defense is deactivated. Er ist sogar grün.
Is this Noah's hideout? Abel, these biological storage containers. Looks like we're right about Noah's genetic diseases.
Glaubst du, es gibt auch eine rote Variante von dem, die Kane heißt?
Würde mich nicht mal wundern.
The lab seems destroyed, but Noah could be hiding anywhere. We must be careful.
Ich spiele das sogar. Krass. An old wash basin with some cracks on the side.
Rigo, hast du mal Corpse Party gespielt?
Nein.
Aus irgendeinem Grund denke ich, wir sollten das immer mal spielen.
The liquid contains organ tissue grown in conjunction with machinery. Robot and human fused together. Amazing.
Amazing!
Terrifying.
Fused together. Amazing. Mission success.
It seems that bloodstains are quite old.
Bloodstains?
Das ist so eine fucking Dexter Crime Scene hier. A bioclean room? Is that a person in there?
I should go in. Any biological infections won't affect me. Stay alert, Rex, and watch my back. And watch my sweet, thick robot ass. It's Lena Totti. She seems to be in some sort of trance. I'll try to wake her. You check the rest of the area.
Roger that. Call out if you need assistance. Ich dachte, dieser Schatten da wäre noch irgendjemand. Siehst du das hier?
Ja.
Ich dachte, das ist jemand,
Ach so, das dahinter.
Can I help?
No thanks. I'm trying to wake her. Continue with the investigation. Oh, das ist die erste Mission aus Cyberpunk. Oder eine der ersten Missionen. Die erste Mission mit Jackie.
So many records. Very professionally kept. Damn, looks like we tripped some kind of backup security system.
Ne? Ich meine, Abel hat ja gar nichts gemacht, aber Rex ist da und spielt mir mit allen Sachen.
Er hat die Tür gehackt.
Ja, toll. Oh.
Oh, jeez.
Rex, dieses gesamte Spiel ist einfach jedes Mal, Rex spielt mit irgendwelcher Elektronik rum und ist so, oh nein, ich habe irgendeinen Scheiß gemacht. Oh shit.
If he is still alive today, he must have solved the problem of a dissolving skin. I was so close to catching him that time.
Hey, is everything alright? You've been staring at nothing for a while.
Just give me a moment.
Phone ringing, Rex. Did you hear about the big case this morning?
Yeah, I heard the news. Are you sure it was him? Can you give me some time at the crime scene?
You already know, but...
What? Is there a problem?
The problem is we haven't been to the crime scene yet.
Why not? I'm coming over now. The police can't get into the Underbridge district right now. The king is probably holding them up. Although that's not necessarily a bad thing. If Noah really is behind this, I'll need to be ready. I think I should break out my little friend just in case. Oh.
Say hello to my little friend here.
All the documents on Noah and the linked cases are here. I wonder... I won't ever be able to forget about this investigation. Gott, ist das viel. Scheiße.
Let's fucking go. Arthur Forey Town, Arthur State. I see. Ach, das sind die, I see. Okay. Lisa, Caucasian. Warte, muss das eigentlich vorlesen? Du bist ja Rex.
The victim...
Ich meine, ich kann es auch vorlesen, wenn du möchtest.
Nee, ich mach schon. The victim was an ordinary civilian and housewife. The witness is the victim's husband Mandy, who is the delivery man of the town. The witness found the victim murdered when he got back home from work. The murderer mutilated the victim's body and created some type of sculpture with her body parts and a damaged town robot. Blood and suspected murder mutilation tools were found at the crime scene. Nothing relevant to the murderer was found, so Mandy is considered the prime suspect at the moment. Addendum. Mandy developed depression after the murder and committed suicide a year later. Note 1. No conclusion can be made regarding the situation of missing organs due to a lack of information. Note 2. Following the bizarre murder of a Starlight City singer, investigators brought up this case again, believing the two to be linked and thus part of a serial murder case. Forensic experts who performed the autopsy had different opinions as the way the murderer created the sculptures was messy and orderless in the Arthur Forey Town case, while the mutilation in the singer sculpture murder case was highly skillful. Detective Gadget holds reservations to the opinions. Alter, das wird ja ewig dauern, das alles zu lesen.
Wir sind eigentlich... eigentlich ist Rex ja so ziemlich genau das, was Noah hinkriegen wollte. Wenn er so die ganze Zeit diese halb Mensch, halb Roboter-Dinger gemacht hat.
Davon, ich weiß nicht, ob das sein Ziel war, nur Fusionen zu erschaffen oder einfach nur Leute umbringen wollte und das halt auf eine bestimmte Art und Weise. Keine Ahnung. To all public security bureaus of Alta State, September 7th, 2126, the Arthur Forey Town and Starlight City sculpture murder cases are now considered to have been committed by the same suspect. Currently, the suspect is still on the loose, so police forces from all over the state will work together to track down the murderer. Suspect information: gender male, age 20 to 25 years old, height about 170 centimeters. The suspect is slightly thin in stature and is likely to be mentally disordered. The suspect is believed to be isolated and insociable and capable of avoiding detection. As the two crime scenes are quite distant from each other, it is very likely that the suspect has a personal vehicle and was able to enter the crime scene ahead of time and wait patiently for his target. All police forces should note that they are required to check all vehicles and people coming into the state and keep a good record of relevant information. Someone with connections to the police recently revealed that the singer Cheryl's murder is part of a serial murder case, and that the murderer still remains on the loose. Our reporter questioned the police spokesperson during the press conference about the rumor, but did not receive a direct answer. As a watchdog for civilian personal security, we sincerely hope the police can take appropriate action instead of covering up their failings by holding back the truth. Alter, wollen wir das wirklich alles lesen? Das ist ja insane.
Let's go! Ich kann ihn doch ablösen.
Mach mal hier. Nee, auf keinen Fall so. Nein. Nein.
Singer Sculpture Murder File, July 7th, 2126. Location? City Hall. Starlight City. Case record. Security member found the sculpture made from victims and robbers' mutilated body parts in the singer's dressing room as he arrived to deliver 5 minutes stage queue on July 4th, 2126. Sculpture nicknamed Bzzn the White because of its look. Detective Gadget, who is in charge of crime scene investigation, found a sign of a new god Bzzn at the bottom of the sculpture. The rest of the victim's body was put into a container and stored in the victim's personal locker in the theater. Note: the murderer removed the throat while the victim was still alive, so the chance of organ selling or transplanting is high. Transaction records on the human organ black market should be watched closely for possible clues of the murderer. According to the autopsy report, the throat organ was not found in either the sculpture or among the rest of the body parts. The missing organ, trachea or throat. Yesterday, the famous female singer Cheryl was found murdered in her dressing room, mere minutes before she was due to perform at City Hall. Her mutilated body parts were found combined with those of her robot assistants into a religious sculpture by City Hall staff, said an anonymous source. Was this atrocity committed by a radical fanatic congregation? So far, no religious organization has claimed responsible for the murder. This is such a brutal and heinous crime, and we wonder when the police are going to arrest the suspect. Will there be more victims? We'll follow up on this. The religious sculpture and ceremony arrangement both point to a new religious group that worships a new god. I have done research on documents on this new religion and found out that they worship more than one god. Das ist wundervolle Notes von Rex. Their belief has strong personal preference. The sign and sculpture as the crime scenes points to a god called Zoom from the roverism, who stands for fusion and communication. By some special methods, I managed to join suspicious roverism and participated in the sacrifice ceremony of the Zoom followers. And these followers are quite extreme, and like most new religions that went fast expansion, and most followers are kin to preaching their doctrine. The sacrifice ceremony looks quite bizarre and incomprehensible. But there is nothing similar to the murder ceremony arrangement, and their sacrifices is kind of similar to the shaman ceremony of some tribes in the last century. So I don't think they have anything to do with the murderer. The murderer might be an independent believer who has mental diseases, or the murderer did this to distract us to mislead the police. Weißt du, was auch ein gutes Spiel ist, was wir noch spielen können? Mir fällt der Name gerade nicht ein. Aber wenn der mir einfällt, sage ich es dir.
Ich muss mal
Deadly Premonition.
Ich muss ja noch mal kurz was anpassen. So. Sorry, guys. Okay, den nächsten werde ich wieder, denke ich, übernehmen.
Ja. Deadly Premonition, das ist das Spiel, das mir eingefallen ist.
Excluding the first case due to insufficient records, all murders prior involved victims with missing organs. The organs were taken away by the murderer, but the reason why is unclear. As per the forensic expert's testimony, the murderer seems to be refining his skills and familiarity with anatomy. But why is he doing this? The forensic expert proposed a possibility during our communications that the murderer has been using the stolen organs to replace some diseased organs. The reason he has been practicing his skills is to help with carrying out organ replacement. Who could be the one that has the diseased organs? In the third case, a pattern similar to that in the summoning ceremony was found at the crime scene in addition to other marks of cold sacrifice. From the look of a crime scene, the murderer is likely to be a follower of Bazin, and he may have committed these murders for a fanatic religious ceremony. From the later cases, the murderer is found to be very precise when it comes to ceremony setups. Is the murderer mentally disordered? Ja, ich glaube, so weit sind wir schon gekommen. The High Sea Cruise. The AED board decided to throw a celebration party following a monumental breakthrough in the latest research of a new chip. The party was arranged on the luxurious cruise ship High Sea, belonging to the company president. All board members of AED were killed in the private conference room on board the ship. According to witness reports and the crime scene investigation, board members and administrative personnel of AED company were killed during the celebration party. The murder happened on a cruise ship in international waters, and ship staff didn't notice anything abnormal, and nothing unusual was captured by the on-site monitor system. Technicians later found the conference room monitor had been modified by the murderer and had been showing a pre-recorded loop, under cover of which the murderer killed everyone in the conference room. At the time when the ship was found, 41 people, including people from AED and ship crew, had been killed. Some body parts of the dead were arranged with servant robots into a sculpture of the Messenger of Garden, and a large ceremony setup was marked out at the bottom of the sculpture with blood. Apart from the body parts that were made into the sculpture, all bodies were cleaned with water and placed carefully on the deck. The liver of one body was confirmed missing after the investigation. What the fuck? No, the murderer is believed to be a skilled hacker, which is something not noticed in previous cases. In this regard, he may be self-taught. In 2125, the government decided to invest in Robot Riot Police, and AED won the contract. At the time when the new chip was about to be completed, all board members were killed. Afterwards, AED was purchased by IQM, which is now believed to be closely involved in the case. Missing organ, liver. Okay, liver und throat. The replaced organs proven through evidence from the reinforced gene experiment 1887 based on all previous cases.
Was macht?
Okay, Kidney haben wir aber noch nicht gelesen bis jetzt, aber okay, 2 Kidneys.
Aber es macht Sinn, weil ich meine, der hat ja auch eben irgendwas über zerstörte Zellen oder sowas gesagt.
Was was daran liegen
Ne,
könnte, ja.
Ja, genau, dass einfach sein Körper down zerfällt und er dann neue Leute töten muss. Aber solche
Jetzt mal, ja.
Okay. In the last meeting, Victor and various other participants decided that the likelihood of the murderer returning to Starlight City is very small and that the police force should be properly prepared in the neighboring areas. However, following our investigation, my partner and I believe there's more at work there than meets the eye. We've caught a break. There were 1,766 test targets in this old experiment and only 157 targets survived. There are 41 descendants of the survivors and only 11 of them have remained genetically stable after 3 generations. Looking at the sculpture murders so far, the victims are all female, and if we exclude the ones who have only male descendants, the ones left are all ancestors of the serial murder victims. And the last one is John Totti, special investigator of the intelligence agency who died during a drug case. Son, Victor Totti. Daughter, Lena Totti. War das nicht die erste?
Lina war die eben auf dem Tisch gelegen hatte in der Rückblende.
Ja. Stimmt. Ja, Lena und Lisa zu fucking ähnlich. P.S. Lena Totti is currently studying at St. Luster's Girls College in the Musu Zone, Starlight City. Top secret! Reinforced gene experiment code 1887 classification level, top secret. The experiments to reinforcing the intelligence of the test targets through a genetic modification have been successful. However, it's a shame that there is a high chance of sequela among the descendants of the test targets in this experiment. The descendants will develop deceased organ collapse because of the incomplete inheritance from the modifications of chromosome genetic sequences 3p3.5, 3p61.1, 4p1.1, 5p21.4, 6p2.3. The test targets of the reinforced gene experiments 1887 have a genetic sequence that will respectively affect the pancreas, throat, liver, kidneys, and skin. Suppose the missing organ in the Arthur town cause was the pancreas. Then the order of missing organs in the later murder cases match the order of the genetic sequence. The murderer is highly likely to be a descendant who kills to replace the deceased organs with the normal organs of the victims. Only descendants of the test targets can meet this requirement. The skin peeling in the 5th case was a small amount, and it is far from enough as once the skin starts to develop symptoms, it will expand to the whole body. 5th case is very likely to be just a trial to get the skin, and the murderer is going to kill again in order to get a complete skin.
Meine Herren.
Wir haben gleich sogar noch ein schönes Foto.
Was haben wir gleich?
Wir haben sogar gleich noch ein schönes Foto.
Victim Maria, gender female. Witness Smith, gender male. Both the victim and the witness are prison police officers. The witness entered cell block C to find the victim as she was late for the shift change. The witness found the victim and several prisoners killed and mutilated mercilessly. The murderer destroyed a prison service robot violently and made it into a sculpture of a twig of birch, with the mutilated body parts of the dead. CSI later noted skillful technique was used. The witness then sounded the prison alarm. The monitoring system failed to notice anything or anyone suspicious, and neither did the other prisoners. Like the previous cold sculpture cases, nothing related to the murderer's identity was found at the crime scene. The police are still investigating how the murderer entered the prison, committed the crime, and escaped without detection. Note 1. The Special Mission Squad believes that the murderer is very familiar with the prison environment and the monitored areas. This suggests he could have worked at or been incarcerated in the prison before, but there is no further progress in the investigation so far. Note 2. According to the forensic experts, skin peelings were found on the deceased chest in this case. Score Hotel South New Sinnoh of St. Bix Said, whatever. Okay, da sind die Kidneys. Oder eine. The family of 4 that was holiday... What? That was holiday? Were killed. Okay. And mutilated in the hotel room. Some body parts were made into a sculpture of a king of white wings. Crime scene investigation reports. The murderer followed the wife who went back to the room herself and killed and mutilated her. Her body was made into a sculpture. Husband returned to the room early with 2 children, 11-year-old boy and 12-year-old girl, after getting the wife's text message. The 3 victims were killed and mutilated in a similar way. Part of the bodies were sewed together with the body parts of the first victim to make the sculpture. Note, similar to the Singer sculpture murder case and High Sea Cruise case, there was no fingerprint or other identity information left at the crime scene. The left kidney of the grown-up woman and the right kidney of the girl were not found at the scene. Nimmt er sogar eine Kidney... Also mir fiel vorhin nicht ein, was das deutsche Wort ist, aber das ist die Niere. Eine Kinderniere und eine Erwachsenenniere? Ob das so gut funktioniert?
Hauptsache Niere. Es könnte übrigens auch eine sehr umständliche Art gewesen sein, zu sagen, dass die Familie Holiday heißt.
Ja, aber warum dann war aber Holiday klein geschrieben? Das ist auch irgendwie komisch. Oh, Jesus.
Ja, das stimmt.
Found and retrieved a beak mask after the fight with Noah. There are no traces of skin or hair in the mask, but there are slight traces of liquid. Upon investigation, sweat and soluble cells were found. According to this, a person seems to be without an external skin layer, resulting in residual dissolving cells on the mask. Experts assume this is the result of gene mutation. The DNA of this person doesn't match anything in known gene pools, to the point where it's difficult to even call the creature human. Okay.
Das ist fies. Er ist vielleicht ein psychopathischer Massenmörderer, aber er ist immer noch ein Mensch.
Okay, da irgendwie ein Ablauf. Moving to destination, arriving at destination. Can hear explosions coming from the location where the main force is being led by Victor, continuing the mission. Rescued Lina Totti, found the target while extracting. The target detonated the building after its left eye was shot. We're trapped in the collapse. Escaped successfully. Alter, die Flucht hat 6 Stunden gedauert. Das ist eine Menge. The federal police have announced the establishment of a special mission squad to deal with the recent serial murder cases.
Oh mein Gott.
Ist es einfach Inspector Gadget oder was?
Ja, ich hab mir letztens eben bei dem ersten Ding schon gedacht, so ist Detective Gadget eine Anspielung auf Inspector Gadget. Und dann ist da einfach sein Scheißbild drin.
The famous Detective
so
Gadget
geil.
of Starlight City and International Security Investigator Victor are designated as the team leaders. The federal government has put high expectation on this team and the leaders are very confident of catching the murderer when speaking with reporters.
Ich find's aber cool, wie so, nee, also ich meine, es ist so komplett, es wird so komplett trocken durchgezogen. Es ist nicht irgendwie so eine Art von Joke von wegen, haha, es ist Inspector Gadget, sondern es steht einfach nur, ja, Detective Gadget, hier haben wir ein Bild von ihm und weitermachen. Das ist wunderschön.
Ja,
das ist sehr geil.
Wow. After the Special Mission Squad was established, the leaders launched a directed effort to identify and catch the culprit. However, the murderer simply directed the police into a trap. The murderer used explosive, denke ich mal eher, devices to create chaos and cause panic. Name Gadget. Joined the police on the 6th of September 2117 and worked in CSI and forensics. He solved several important cases and was lauded as one of the most excellent detectives in Starlight City. On 5th of August 2126, Gadget was killed in an action regarding the sculpture cases. He lost his life while trying to protect innocent civilians. The police team are grieving for Detective Gadget and urge all police work together to catch the murderer so that Gadget didn't die for nothing. Jesus Christ, war das viel.
Rest in peace, Inspector Gadget.
War das wirklich nötig? Wow.
Go Gadget Burial.
Okay, wie oft kann man Noahs Namen hier rot schreiben? Ja.
And Noah is a name that has been haunting Starlight City Police Station and even the entire federal police force.
Before he appeared, there hadn't been any unsolved cases in Starlight City, but the police have been having a lot of trouble ever since. He's like a ghost. And never leaves behind any clue about who he is. The police can't even make any conclusions on Noah's gender. His work is well known, especially the work of the singing girl in front of the city hall. The police had to establish a special mission squad in the shortest time to deal with Noah. He seems to have no certain standards in his choice of victim, in terms of nationality, age, gender, ethnicity, occupation, and experience. He's committed crime in 4 different time zones, but he never crossed south of the equator. As the crimes look like the work of Noah's quite popular among the fanatics of the Robot Church, and is even regarded as the messenger of God by some. In 2127, when the revolutionists began their terrorist attacks, Noah's name had been forgotten by most people and no one has heard anything from him since. The reason for Noah's disappearance is unclear, but a special investigator, Will Tuck, has had several encounters with him, firmly believes that Noah is still alive, and will make a reappearance at some point.
Ja, das war ein Part, in dem wir quasi nur gelesen haben.
Wie, sind wir schon fertig oder was?
Ja, gleich. Noah. Wir fahren noch zum nächsten Ort zumindest. Making corpses of his victims into sculptures of an evil god and leaving behind mysterious religious arrangements and grotesque ceremonies. These all are signature elements of Noah's old and extremely brutal crimes.
Nice.
Yesterday's mysterious package led me to the Underbridge district, and now today's sculpture is pulling me back. Were these events all aimed at me? I'm almost convinced he has come back after all this time. I just pray the gangs have left the crime scene untouched. If I'm right about this, Noah will have left me another message there. Die einfach die Polizeiermittlungen hier behindern.
Echt so mies.
Okay, wir haben jetzt noch... Ja, ich glaube, das war das letzte von Live. Glock 37, Little Friend. Gen 6 version, the standard weapon for the police force since 2117, retired in 2137 when police equipment was updated. 45 GAP bullets, innovated sleeve and reduced trigger pull force at 3.5 pound. Added muzzle brake and laser indicator. To use on robots, the bullets are replaced with armor-piercing incendiary rounds and the load is made larger. The barrel uses alloy and composite materials.
Ist klar, Alter, wir zünden die Scheiße einfach an.
Okay, also wir werden das hier wahrscheinlich nicht mehr voll kriegen, weil das letzte Ding da haben wir wahrscheinlich irgendwo mal verpasst.
Ja.
Hier haben wir auch schon ein paar verpasst.
Auch ordentlich.
Bei News haben wir irgendwann früher schon mal was verpasst. Aber Case werden wir wahrscheinlich noch voll kriegen.
Ich glaube, Case wird sich wahrscheinlich automatisch füllen.
Ich schätze ja. So, sprich, die 3 hier unten sind so ein bisschen so optionale Lore-bedingte Sachen, würde ich jetzt mal sagen.
Ja.
Und das alles hier oben ist halt, das hängt halt direkt mit unserer Ermittlung zusammen.
Guck dir mal an, wie angepisst William guckt in den Character Files.
Achso, in den Character
Files. Du guckst richtig so.
William guckt doch immer so. Ja, was damit ist, keine Ahnung. Gut, ja, wir haben jetzt in diesem Part fast nur gelesen. Es war aber eine ganze Menge Info, die wir vorher auch noch nicht unbedingt hatten. Ich glaube, über die entfernten Organe und so haben wir, glaube ich, noch nichts so unbedingt gehört.
Ja, also zumindest vorher nicht.
Ja, das ist ein ganz schön abgefuckter Serienmörder. Holy shit.
Mhm.
Ich bin sehr gespannt auf die Skulptur, die wir dann uns anschauen dürfen. Die sieht bestimmt richtig grotesk und eklig aus. Ja, vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen.
Ich freue mich schon voll.
Und dann bis zum nächsten Mal. Ciao, ciao.
Warte, bevor wir aufhören, Rigo, muss mir noch was erklären. Warum ist da ein Gänger auf dem Police-Auto?
Ja, das ist Gengars Regionalform, die hat nur ein Auge.
Bye bye!